Hey y'all, welcome to the Improv and D&D channel. I'm Matt. I will be your director this evening in our game of Flabbergasted, which if y'all haven't checked out, check out the description. I've got links. You can pre-order. It's just such a fantastically hilarious game, as you will soon see, as our players will endeavor as part of this globe trekking social club to try to best their rivals on their trip around the world. Now, before we get into the action, let's meet our wonderful players. So we'll start with Kaylee, then go to Henry, and then Liam. Tell them who you are, your pronouns, anything you have to promote, and of course, quick pass at your character. So take it away, Kaylee.
Hi, I'm Kaylee. My pronouns are she, they. In terms of promotion, I work as an adventure specialist for the company Mastermind Adventures, which is a company that has a bunch of, Dungeons and Dragons, other RPGs, Blades and Dark, other RPGs, run by professional game masters. My job as adventure specialist is whoever is looking for a game, I will get you, hooked up. I'll find you the perfect game for yourself. If you're looking for Flabbergasted, maybe that will be a future offering. Who knows? And in terms of my character, so yes, I am playing Mungo Fitzgibbons. He is an aristocrat. He is very wealthy. I would say a little bit of a bumbling idiot in the kindest way. Looking forward to playing him and just making a lot of mistakes.
I'm looking forward to that as well. Wonderful. Thank you so much, Kaylee. Now, Henry.
Hello. Yes, I'm Henry. He, him, got nothing to promote, just very happy to be here. And today I'll be playing Vinny Vulpes, a professional consultant, fixer. The term might be quite new at the time, but if you got any issues, nothing Vinny can't solve.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Henry. Always a pleasure. And finally, last but not least, Liam.
Hey all, so Liam, he, him, and you may find me on Twitch at a Geek of One's Own, where I play a lot of random role-playing games and video games. And today I am playing Logan Chesterton. And Logan is a butler, but he's kind of in between work right now because he has a bad habit of being too blunt and too honest and giving his opinion even when not asked. And that doesn't suit that job too well.
Absolutely. Awesome. Thank y'all so much for playing this evening. Well, let's get it going, y'all. Yep. As, of course, we have our incredible cast of characters at the moment on a ship. Y'all are on a ship, an enormous ship, heading for Porto, Portugal. And, well, starting with Mungo. Where is Mungo on the ship? What would Mungo be doing?
Mungo is currently on the upper deck, staring over the bow of the ship to the sea beneath. Mungo, I don't know how long he's been on this ship, but he has not gotten to sea legs yet. He is still struggling a little bit with seasickness, so he has put his face to the ocean and out there to try and combat some of that, to mixed success, I would say. Right now the wind is probably just like blowing in his face. He's doing his best. That's what I'll say.
Fantastic. So, in that case, wind blowing in the face, struggling a bit. Well, one of the I'd say one of the servers of the ship comes up, and she's gonna say first, sir, are you
yes.
okay?
Yes, I'll be fine. It's just, the ocean is a bit of a harsh mistress, as they say. Do they say that?
Oh, I'm
don't know.
sure somewhere they do. Well, since you're here, would you care for some shrimp cocktail? Perhaps some chowder?
Oh, and Mungo looks slightly more green. No, thank you. I'll be all right.
Are you sure? There's plenty of food. We might have some
quite sure.
gumbos.
No, thank you.
Oh, all right. Well, I hope that you feel better soon.
Thank you.
And you notice that as she walks away, she does have a little bit of like a bounce in her step, but she does kind of whisper about Mungo a little bit once she's a little ways away. What does Mungo look like?
So, Mungo is pretty tall and lanky. His suit is, just he has enough money, I think, to have a suit properly tailored, but it's still like slightly too short for him. He's got kind of like this sort of cultish like energy to him, and his features all sort of splayed at, like he's all like elbows and knees pretty much. Hair is, slightly floppy. He's a young man of about 22. Just like slightly pathetic in a nice way.
Fantastic. Okay. From there, we'll zoom out from Mungo and slide on over to Vinny. Henry, where is Vinny right now? What are they doing?
I think what Vinny's doing right now is Vinny is, well, having a great time, I would imagine, at I would say the bar area. That's like where the bar and the casino area is, pretty much like high society, higher middle class society hang out at. And Vinny's having a great time, just like chatting up with people, telling people about like Vinny's stories regarding, traveling around the world, helping other people. Probably like, as we're going to Porto, it's like, oh man, you got to try the port out there. Like the port, like people think that red wine is the best thing, but nah, it's the port, man. The port will get you hooked on immediately.
Fantastic. And who do you imagine Vinny talking to at the bar? Does Vinny seek out a specific sort of person, or is it just anyone who's there drinking at the time?
Well, I would say just anyone drinking at the time, and I could imagine like there might be some associates that are familiar with Vinny if they know how to call Vinny, but also maybe some people who are a bit the cute, pathetic type. Why not?
Fantastic. I'd say in this case, well, I'm gonna do a little roll to see. Okay, you do notice that there are there's a couple that's fairly close to you. That that's where your words are heading towards, but they seem a little more interested in whatever's going on between them. Like Vinny, you would have noticed that maybe they just met. There may be some tension between the two of them. But you would also notice, I'd say you probably overhear a conversation amongst some of the staff here who are whispering a bit as one of them says, there's a guy up. You might want to keep an eye on him in case we need to clean anything up.
Okay. Well, firstly, I immediately noticed a couple, so I just going to just casually slide over with a drink,
Great.
probably like a cocktail or something, and just wow, isn't it so nice to see a lovely couple here on the boat just to Porto, one of the most romantic locations ever, eh?
And the lady will immediately smile, seeing you, and say, "Oh, we're not a couple. We just met."
Oh, but do you have any plans going forward being a couple? I mean, two of you seem pretty happy, or something's not matching. I don't know if I'm overstepping my boundaries here. I'm just saying from what I'm observing, because, this things might happen if you go to Porto. A lot of miscommunication, As I said, Porto's a very romantic country.
Great.
They either are or aren't. Gotta choose one. You can't be in the middle.
And being put on the spot in this moment, you can see the man just kind of getting a little bit red in the face, but he's very much looking towards her since she answered you first. Mm-hmm. And being pressed for it, I'd say you could tell that based on the trajectory of their relationship, they haven't reached that point of anything definitive yet. And so being pressed, she says, "I don't know, maybe just friends right now." And you can see him, his shoulders just kind of go down a little bit. And he just kind of looks down and he says, "All right."
Well, all I could say is, well, how long have you two been together exactly? Just now? When you say just met, what do you mean by that? On the ship? Before the ship?
And she continues and she says, "Oh, he just asked if he could buy me a drink a few minutes ago." And then she'll hold up just a little cocktail with an umbrella in it. And he just kind of looks around and then he starts to walk away.
Oh, sir, just grab him by the shoulder. No, you come back here.
What are you doing?
I'm trying to teach you how to be a good person. And also, you got to follow through on this because, hey, listen, you just bought her a drink. What's your next move? Did you even plan ahead?
No.
Then good. Have a drink, sit down, get wasted, and just talk it out, Hey, there might be some things that you might uncover when you just drink with each other. You guys haven't even drank your drinks yet. I just look at the drinks, it's just still full.
And they kind of awkwardly look at each other, and then he sits back down, feeling the pressure of Vinny on him.
Drink it, Fresher. Drink it.
Great. And we'll zoom away from Vinny and over to Logan. Well, Liam.
Yes.
Wait, hang on. Sorry. I almost forgot. Henry, what does Vinny look like?
Okay. So, Vinny, even though it's they, them, but yeah. But anyway, Vinny is a redhead. Vinny has a bob cut, redhead, very, very puffy, flat cap on, blazer, vest and tie, some plaid trousers, just a very tomboy get up. Gotta be ambiguous with the gender thing because Vinny doesn't want the cops to be on their tail.
Dig it. All right. Now, Liam. Sorry, I jumped the gun. Where is Logan?
So Logan Logan being of the help of the staff, he's managed to actually sneak himself onto the what's it called? The where the captain is, where the captain makes the call down to the engine room, where he like pulls the levers and all that stuff. He's just kind of standing there, nice and straight. He's got a platter in his hand, and it's almost that if you have a clipboard, you can walk into anywhere, sort of thing. He's dressed like his job, but it doesn't really match everyone else. But he's got that platter, and he's got a couple drinks on it, and so people are kind of like unsure about his being there, but at the same time, they don't really have enough time to tell him to go, and he's just kind of standing there with a drink. And when the captain makes a call about changing routes or changing direction based on currents, he'll just be like, if I may, if you follow the current just a couple knots further down, we should get there. We might be able to cut like 5-10 minutes out of the trip easily. Unless there's icebergs on this route, but I don't think so. And then he just goes back to attention.
Great. Is he? So, quick question, meta question, Liam. Does Logan know what he's talking about, or is he just talking out his ass here?
So, Logan does have some skills when it comes to piloting things. He likes to try his hand. He's kind of done cars. He likes just doing things. So it's a bit of both. Like, he knows stuff, but the practice of it isn't necessarily as thorough as what he'd like.
Great. I dig it. And I'd say when you mention the changing the route a little bit with the changing currents, the captain stops for a moment, and you see him ponder, looking down. His right-hand man just kind of leans over, and you can kind of hear some whispering. And then you see said right-hand man immediately walking away, and almost trying as nonchalantly as possible to convey to change the route, as you had mentioned. But the captain does come over and grab a drink off your tray. What drinks do you have on your tray? How did you get these drinks, Logan?
Oh, it's easy. It's water.
Oh.
Again, because I look the way I look, I probably went to the bar where Vinny was, and I kind of swiped a tray. Then I kept walking, and then I looked, just, you kind of nod to a few people. You go into the kitchen, you grab a few glasses, you kind of fill them up with water. No one's questioning you. You kind of look like you belong. Then I just kind of started wandering about. And then eventually I saw somebody come out, and I'm like, oh, I'll go in there. And then, I just kind of ended up there. And so water was just the easiest thing to get my hands on, which is probably best for the people who are actually driving this thing.
Yeah, absolutely. The captain will grab one of the glasses, take a drink, and he'll do that reaction like, oh, that's good stuff.
Water, sir.
Oh. What year is it?
It's fresh water, sir.
You can really smell it. Good work.
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, y'all hear over the intercom an announcement. An announcement from the organizer of this competition. And I would like y'all to consider, because after this announcement, I want y'all to think and we'll talk about how your character got involved with the Globe Trekker Social Club. Whether it's a matter of you being super interested in travel or happening upon it in some way, or saying yes to one thing that led to another and now you're stuck. But over said intercom, you do hear a booming voice, maybe a little too cheerful, but it says, "Welcome all contestants. We are pulling into port right now, and all of our clubs, you will soon be meeting up with the Duke. The Duke, who will be providing you with your very first task, your very first objective, before you can advance. Complete the objective as per his request, and you are on your way to winning the contest." Now, of course, remember, to the winners of this competition, whoever is able to complete all of our tasks to pay the best homage to the original crew, well, you will have the esteem, but also a nice prize of a brand new car and also 100,000 monies. So be ready, because we are almost there. Now, at this point, I will start with Mungo. As I'm also gonna send y'all and pull up on the stream itself our view as we get into Porto. But Mungo, what brought you into the Globe Trekking Club?
Yes, well, if you can't tell by now, Mungo is not necessarily used to traveling or particularly good at it, or, particularly enjoys it. But he is hopelessly in love with one Lady Beatrice Fairbags, or as she's called, Bunny is her nickname. And so he did join the Globe Trekkers Club, hoping to impress her. I'm not sure if she knows that he's in the club. He has so far not actually spoken to her, but just sort of shared lingering glances with her. He is too shy to actually talk to her, but he thinks that perhaps this will be the thing that impresses her and also convinces her family that he is a good match.
That
He's,
is,
adventurous and
Hopefully Vinny isn't the one to help you with that.
hopefully not.
Vinny helps all issues, big or small.
I mean, maybe.
that's so adorable. I love it. Okay. Well, speaking of Vinny, what pulled you into the Globe Trekking Club?
Multiple reasons. Well, firstly, Vinny is probably the most well-traveled, since, not only in, the local region, Vinny's services has been offered throughout the world itself. However, some people don't appreciate having their issues solved. Probably the cops. So this is probably a good reason just to be on the move. Try to throw them off their scent. It's not going to go well. Go well.
I dig it. The little bit of chaos here. Logan. What brought Logan into the Globe Trekking Club?
Well, Logan's done a bit of travel in his days. Got to go where the job is, and so when he ended up in Piccadilly, he tried his hand at a couple jobs, didn't work out. He needed a place to crash, and so he kind of snuck himself into the club and found a quiet room and went for a snooze. And then he kind of woke up a bit late the next morning, and people started walking around, and they're like, "Oh, new member. Oh yeah, you must be the new guy." And he kind of just went, "Yes, it is I, the new member. Absolutely." And then, yeah, one day somebody said, "We're doing the thing where we're like globe trekking because that's what we do. You come in," and I was like, "Yeah, what else do I have to do?" I mean, absolutely. And I think with the announcement of how much money there is to be made here, he kind of, maybe this was the right move.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So, I mean, in this case, in search of the money, but a job, love, and maybe hiding out from the cops a bit, y'all found yourselves together. And as you arrive in Porto, Portugal, you see a light mist. There's a long bridge in the distance over the River Douro. You see structures of yellow, peach, white, light brown, bright red, and more subdued orange. Though they don't follow any specific pattern, they somehow fit together. And as you disembark, the roads consist of a deep brown, tiled together on a diagonal. Small vehicles moving to and fro, and bicycles zipping up and down. Now, along with the other clubs, you all head towards the Palacio da Bolsa. I hope I'm saying that right. If I'm not, I apologize. But I am going to slide us over some images so y'all can get a feel for what this place looks like. Because this is
it's so pretty.
quite the venue here. For our viewers, I've got a little rotating slideshow. You can think of it like a PowerPoint presentation as our characters arrive. And here, at the Palacio de Bolsa, you notice, all of you notice, that even were it not for the fact that all these clubs are gathered here for this mission, it's already chaos in here. Because, well, it looks like there are a lot of people getting ready for something, preparing for some big event. You see many a servant who are bringing in flowers, rolling in tables, new tablecloths, various stacks of placeholders. But these, they're able to file along the sides of the room amidst all your rival clubs so that they can get to the rooms they need to get to while y'all meet up with, well, there's a gentleman who stands alongside the contest organizer. And this gentleman is a bit older. He has a thick white mustache. He is bald up top with hair along the sides. What he's wearing is it's this deep navy, almost like an admiral's uniform with various rankings, commendations. And the announcer says, "Everybody, a big hand for the Duke." And said Duke immediately raises a hand as everyone gives him the respect and adoration that it seems he's very used to. But he calls out, "So, you're all here to go around the world. Well, for my challenge, I need you. Well, there's something. I decided to throw a little curveball in. As all of you must be aware, it is my son's wedding tomorrow. So, to get the clue, to get to the next destination, I need you to collect something that shows me that you understand Porto. Namely, I'd say maybe 4 things. Something old, something new, something borrowed, and something blue. That is the key to this challenge. All right. And then he just walks away, determined, and you do notice that he does seem a bit exhausted, as anyone would be when a wedding is tomorrow. And it's like he walks away so abruptly that the announcer, he is not prepared. You see him scramble back up to the front with just a little bit of hors d'oeuvre still on his chin, and he's wiping it away frantically before he says, "All right, well, you heard the man. Go on, explore Porto, and, well, let's see what you got."
Can I? Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Being still like using the fact that I'm kind of dressed like the help and stuff. As soon as the Duke starts moving away, can I try to make my way to him?
Oh, sorry. I keep clicking unmute and it's not unmuting.
So
all right. Yes, absolutely. So you try to make your way over to the Duke. Well, you're not the only one who's got this idea. So, in this case, well, let's see. As far as the way you're doing it, I mean, are you using just sheer speed? Are you trying to fluidly maneuver your way? Or what, as far as how you're doing, are you blending in, trying to blend in with the other staff here?
No, I think this time I'm not so much. I think I'm going to try to get there fast, like weave in and out to try to get there first. And then once I get within reach, I'll probably just be like, Duke, sir, if I may.
I need you to roll a little persuasion for me.
Sure thing.
And I'm going to have one of your rival clubs roll against you.
No worries. That's 2 successes. Two
we
sixes.
tied. So, in this case, what happens here is both you as well as let's see which rival club you come clashing together with right now. Would you roll a die 6 for me?
I would love to, more than anything in the world.
Fantastic.
You mean
That's a
there's more
one.
than one?
What was that?
That's a 1.
A 1. Great. The person who you meet is dressed in a very silvery suit with bug eyes on, like goggles. And you would know this as being a Miss Rosalind Maxwell. And I'm gonna post in our Discord their logo. But
No.
you're as both of you reach this the Duke, you're able to get his attention, but it's going back and forth a little bit. What are you trying to say to him?
I actually want to use one of my sin keys.
Okay.
So as I approach, I'll just be like, Sir Duke, there is something that I always told myself that if I ever had the pleasure to meet you, I wanted to show you this. For a man who has surely seen it all, I was hoping to bring a bit of mystery again into this world for you. And I pull out a deck of cards and I start kind of doing like a shuffle and a twist and a turn. And so I want to use a surprising skill as my sin cue. So you went through many different careers and experiences before you found yourself in the service industry. As such, you've picked up a few unique skills. You are proficient in an unusual craft or skill that never fails to impress or unnerve those around you.
Great.
For me, that skill is the art of not illusion, misdirection. That's the one. But it's not used for the purpose of just magic. I don't actually know how to do magic really well. I'm just a really good pickpocket.
Oh, okay.
So I'm not looking at necessarily finding his card. I'm looking at grabbing whatever's in his pocket.
Oh, I see.
And once we return it to him, we'll consider it something borrowed.
Great. Okay. So in this case, y'all are able to get his attention, and as Rosalind is speaking with him, and he seems a bit aghast at her silvery suit and the bug eyes, you're able to pick off of just out of his back pocket a little note that it's scribbled kind of frantically, and it says, I can't find her.
And once I do that, I do the thing, whether it's successful or not, whether I find a card or not. Mm-hmm. That can be a roll if you want. But obviously here, do you want me to roll a thing to see whether the trick itself is successful as well as me picking his pocket?
I'll make it so that your pickpocketing is with your scene cue. It's successful, but I do need a little creativity for the trick turning out well.
Right. And for that, I will roll a lot less dice.
Great.
And that's a 3 only.
Oh, so close. So you get to experience what I experienced a lot as a kid, where you go to pull out the card and you're like, is this your card? And then he's just like, no.
Oh, I mean, this is your card then. This one?
Stop wasting my time.
I must have lost your card. I'll find it. I'll bring it back to you. Very sorry. Have a wonderful day.
And you hear as he walks away with your rival, Rosalind Maxwell. She is gonna say, "Yeah, that's not even real." And well, while that was going on, Mungo, what were you doing?
So Mungo has taken out a little notebook to like jot down these requirements for what's needed, and it's just sort of looking around at, you know, sort of checking out the competition and looking a little bit nervous, and probably if Vinny is still there, he'll sort of look at them. If not, you know, he'll just sort of generally say, you know, out to everyone like, oh goodness, this is quite a task, isn't it?
Yeah, no, Vinny's there. Vinny's
Okay.
there. Don't worry. It is, isn't it?
Yes, quite.
Yeah. I mean, if I were to be a guessing man, I would say it's a British police box. But I don't think that's what the Duke is looking for. So, yeah. No. Sorry, that was a Doctor Who reference. But, no.
Was it now?
I'll never tell. Or maybe that's the thing. We need to find an old police box.
I mean, do we need to find one item that fits all of the 4 criteria, or 4 individual items?
I was thinking the same thing as well. Like, are they 4 separate things or a collective thing?
Well, I'll tell you that based on the other discussions of the clubs, because some of them have already started running out, but the others are contemplating this, and you hear some people settle on trying to figure out one thing, while others are thinking, we just get one old thing, one new thing, one borrowed thing, one blue thing, real fast. And like some of them are thinking of going to like department stores or going to pawn shops and stuff like that.
I think both approaches are valid. It's just like, I guess it said, if we can pay homage, who can pay homage the best? So if we can find something that's closer to the Duke's heart, the closer the better. I think it doesn't even matter if we find one thing or 4 things, which is why I went for something that is personal to him and say, we got something borrowed from you, hoping to get us that edge. But I'm actually not there. Sorry, carry on.
No. I think the same mindset goes through Vinny as well. Yeah.
Yes. I mean, this looks very intimidating. We'd better find, you know, something or some things that have some sort of value, perhaps monetary value, perhaps if we hit up some of the shops.
Yeah. But then there's like so many things, because like all the other people, they're thinking the same thing. Like,
Right.
wouldn't it be smarter to try to find out what the Duke cherishes by, I don't know, learning more about him? Because this is for his son's wedding after all, right?
That is true. And I at that point, I sort of realized that Logan is not here, and I say, where did Logan go? Perhaps he's investigating the Duke as well?
I mean, Logan's doing Logan things. Who knows?
Yeah, as you turn over, you see him along with the leader of Anal Probe Globe there. They're talking.
Well,
I
you can't spell anal probe without anal.
Yeah, but you see him over there. So
I think he's doing his card thing again.
Oh,
Yeah. All right.
maybe that will impress the Duke.
I don't know. I mean, last time he couldn't find a card anywhere, so I don't know how it's going to happen this time.
Yes.
Like 1 in 6 chance it'll work, but I don't know.
2 in 6, actually.
Oh, sorry. So a third. Anyway.
I go up to see what Logan is up to, trying to be somewhat subtle about it, but again, Mungo is a sort of clumsy, tall gentleman, so I don't think it's particularly subtle. Just sort of sidling up.
I dig it. Is Vinny coming along with Mungo?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Definitely.
I'd say both of you get within earshot right when Logan asks, "Is this your card?" And he gets the no.
So close. So close. So close.
Better luck next time.
Yeah, better luck next time, indeed. God, is that Rosalind? Ugh. Should have got the bug eyes. Eek.
Yeah, I think Logan kind of turns around, sees the two of you, kind of makes eye contact. He's just like, And then as soon as I kind of walk towards you guys, I kind of reach in my vest and I pull out the note. I'm like, I just whisper to you guys, something borrowed. And I just kind of open it and look at it, and I'm just like,
Sorry, did you steal from the man that we're trying to impress?
yes, I think he will be very impressed.
That we've stolen from him.
Borrowed, because I think we're going to give it back to him later.
Exactly, borrowed, something borrowed.
All right.
I think if we can find something that is close to the Duke, then we have more opportunities to impress him and win this. Now, I am a little concerned, though, and I kind of lean towards Vinny, and I'm like, Vinny, what do you make of this? And I hand you the scribbled note that says, I can't find her.
I can't find her.
Do you think the bride is missing?
Well, we got to figure out who wrote the note. Is it the Duke? Is it the Duke's son?
I mean, I did my bit. This seems right up your alley.
Okay. Well, I would activate a sync queue if I would be so kind.
Nice.
All right, so I'm going to activate Man About Town. You know the city like the back of your hand. You know where to find the right place for the right deal. You get to create an NPC that you need in that moment and place them in the city. So, I have been to Porto before. I know some couple people, probably some people not on the legal side. Just so happens to know I know a forger who's really good with handwriting.
All right.
Nice.
So, as far as finding this person goes, I mean, I'd say that you could probably locate him if you were to head out from the Palacio towards the southeast, entering the Ribeira.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm struggling with the pronunciation.
You should have put us in some place, similar. Like, I don't know, Kansas City or something. Much easier. Anyway, no, but I just say to them, I think I know just a guy around here who might help us decipher this message. Follow me.
Okay, great.
So, looking slightly apprehensive, follows.
Oh, don't worry, they won't bite.
I think as we walk along the way, I kind of look Mungo up and down because there's really no other way to look at Mungo. It's just so far up and so far down. And then I just kind of politely say, Sir, is this what you intend to wear for the rest of this day?
The rest of the... Well, yes, I wasn't intending to change. Should I? Is it... And I'm like looking around to see what, the residents of Porto wear in their daily life. Sort of like comparing.
Oh, man. Well, I'd say specifically from where y'all are. Once the social clubs have dispersed and run off to begin looking for things, when you see the general populace, Mungo, you do stand out quite a bit. And I could imagine Mungo getting a few stares here and there. How does that make him feel?
Somewhat uncomfortable. He's not used to. I mean, he gets a little bit of attention normally, but not to this extent. He just sort of looks at Logan as like, what should I do? What's wrong with my outfit? Sorry, you're
I'm
very
muted.
quiet.
Muted.
So quiet that I'm in fact silent.
Logan, you'll have to speak up.
Sir, if I may suggest, and I kind of start loosening my outfit a little bit, and I kind of put this like a cap on, and I just kind of pull a couple things out, and I'm just like, if you could look maybe a little bit more of the people.
Yes, of the people. Yes.
If I may, sir, and I kind of
Yes.
start reaching, and I like take out the bow tie, and I open up a button on the vest,
Yeah.
and then I kind of go, and I'm like, oh, this right here, this shirt would fit you perfectly, and this one I start picking you an outfit, and it's not necessarily a good outfit, but it's just something to make you look a bit more. A bit less somber, a little bit more colorful, a little bit. But yes, something like that.
Yeah. Mungo is just sort of at your whim, just like, all right, I guess, yes. This looks very nice, yes. Sort of catches reflection in like one of the shop windows nearby, and it's like sort of, yes, it's I'm
And Logan's
casual,
like,
relaxed.
that's 3 monies for this shirt, thank you. I pass the shirt, I trade the money, and then imagining you've got all the money in the world, he doesn't even look at like the price of things. It's just like, and this hat, yep, how much? 10 monies? No worries.
This is all happening as they're walking, right? This
Yeah,
they
it's
don't
just like
stay still
grab
for like 1
exchange.
second.
It's like a stall.
Yeah.
Give me I mean, to look like a man of the people, how about a little culture roll for me?
Sure, yeah. Let's
So
go.
basically, will you look mad at the people or like a tourist? This says like I love Porto on your chest.
I mean, Logan is not known for his sense of fashion, so.
Okay, I got 1 success.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Everything
Great.
it's fitting pretty well to the point where Mungo, you even get some pleasant stares.
Ooh.
I mean, they're like, there's a group of women who are walking about. They've got these bright colored sundresses on, long brown hair, and one of them makes eye contact. And I dare say, it's the sort of eye contact that Mungo wishes Bunny would give him.
Yes, Mungo is immediately distracted by this, like, turns to sort of, like, smile at them, and then it just collides with someone on a bicycle. But then gets up and sort of brushes himself off and, manages to not look like too much of a fool, I think.
Yeah.
He still has that 1 success. He looks good. Like, it's a little bit embarrassing, but he, is able
And
to
Logan will
walk
use
it off.
his regular catchphrase. See? I told you so.
I think Vinny at this point, as soon as I hear the bike just slamming against you, just like, oh Jesus, oh wow, Mungo, when did you change?
It's fine. Everything's fine.
And I'm probably carrying, because I'm the help after all, I'm probably carrying all the clothes that you took off along the
Absolutely.
way. And I'm just like, yes, sir.
Good job, Logan. All right.
Okay. So in this case, let me see who you collided with.
Oh yeah.
Oh, what's better than anal probe?
Anal globe.
Anal. Oh, sorry. My apologies. Anal globe.
So, you collide with not someone from a rival club, a gentleman who's dressed very well. He has a long brown suit jacket on, no tie, a fairly bright orange button-up shirt, and after colliding, he is distraught. You can hear him just muttering some obscenities before he says, "Why can't you watch where you're going?"
Oh, yes. Very, very sorry about that. Very sorry. Are you all right?
No, I'm not all right. I've got all this dirt on my butt, and I'm gonna be late now because of you.
Oh goodness, very sorry. And I reached to help him up. Is there Logan? Can you do something?
Oh, sir. Oh, terribly sorry. This happens only every other day. Well, I assume that if you would like to make it to your appointment on time, you best get going.
Yes. Quite. Can we help you get there faster, or perhaps a cab or something? And I'm sort of rifling through my monies to see if we can just give this gentleman some money.
Logan's like, oh, nice move. Flashing your cash all around. Yes,
And
sir. Absolutely.
Mungo
It's
just
like-
doesn't know any other way to exist as someone who grew up wealthy. He just is like, yes, money.
Well, he'll look like he doesn't even take your hand to be helped up, and like he gets angrier with Logan's advice. And as you start flashing your money, he you can see just red welling up in his face, and he storms off.
Oh, goodness, that man was in a foul mood, wasn't he?
Yes, he was. Sir, do not flash your monies like so. It's you're asking for trouble. Vinny, help me here.
Yeah, kind of makes you look like a tourist around here.
Oh,
Try
right,
not to
yes.
flash out exactly how rich you
No,
are.
of course.
Yeah.
Right, yes. No monies, no flashing of monies.
Great. I'd say after about a couple minutes, Vinny, you are able to reach said forger. And this forger, as their, maybe front kind of, they do the work, but their main thing is the less legal side. But when it comes to day to day, they do help with passport things. They do help with elements that would help people travel, documents. And so you find this person, and do you have a name for him, or would you like me to make one up?
His nickname is Passport 2.
Okay.
Hey, Passport
Great.
2, how you doing, mate?
Passport 2. Fantastic. All right. He will say, it is good to see you, Vinny.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I've been back to Porto. Can't tell you how much I miss this place.
Well, welcome back. What can I do for you?
Yeah. Well, actually, I'm not here to do a job this time. I'm actually here with my club. These are my friends, Mongo, Logan. This is a Passport 2. He's a really, really good friend of mine. Also, if you have any problems with like visa stuff, he can help you. Anyway, we need your help to help us decipher or basically try to identify who exactly wrote this note, exactly the handwriting, who this belongs to. Just pass, do I have the note on me or does Logan still have the note?
No, I imagine I'll give it to you to have a look
Okay,
at.
cool. Yeah,
So.
then I just give the note to Passport 2.
Great. Well, he will. I mean, immediately you just see his eyes widen, and he says, "Where did you get these?"
Now, Passport 2, you know you should never ask where I get things.
Well, this is the. It typically takes a little while to analyze handwriting, but this particular one, I've seen this one. I've seen people try to, quite a lot of people want it copied. And it's easy. It's easy to get away with because he spends money pretty frivolously. But this is the handwriting of the son of the Duke.
Oh. Oh, wow. Oh,
Yes.
wow, indeed.
Tomas.
Tomas. And it just turn around to my friends. Well, I guess that's a big clue in terms of what just hopefully help with our task. Maybe.
Yes, perhaps might I ask? Hello, yes, Mungo. But you got my name earlier.
It's
anyway,
nice to meet you.
Yes, nice to meet you as well. I was wondering if perhaps you knew anything about, the son of the Duke, perhaps what his sort of general interests were, or his, anything about this person he's marrying, perhaps.
He's getting married, isn't he?
Yes.
Yes.
I have heard. I believe that, he spends his money quite frivolously. He goes from restaurant to restaurant, ordering way too much food and drink to the point of being very wasteful. But he wants to flaunt it. And of course, he has the money and reputation of his father to back it up.
Yep,
Right, yes,
fair
of
enough.
course.
Any news or any rumors that you've heard floating around regarding, I don't know, maybe with Tomas these couple of days? I mean, their wedding is coming up.
Well, I have heard that he's been meeting up with as many of his friends as possible. Even some of the romantic acquaintance variety. To, as he often says, have as much fun as he can before he's tied down.
Well, seems like we're probably off on a hunt to figure out what Thomas did the days previously.
So, yes, you're saying, despite the fact that he is getting married, he seems to be having these sort of flings, as it were.
Yes. I would not be surprised if he continued to after he's married. It has never stopped him before in his relationships.
How well does he get along with his father, do you know?
Well, the Duke is quite busy, and so it seems that every now and then they meet up. Typically more so in the vein of him being chewed out, but beyond that, very fairly hands off. It's more of a stress for his father than anything else.
I can imagine relationships between fathers and sons are often quite difficult.
Yes.
And one more thing. You've seen this note. Would you perhaps have any sort of idea who her might be referring to is?
I can only guess that it would be the would-be bride.
Very inconvenient to lose your bride before the wedding.
Yes. An integral part of a wedding.
Passepartout. Oh, sorry. Can you discern how long this note was written?
There's only a little smudge. I would guess within the last day or so.
Well, the Duke did say throw in the curveball. I guess this is the curveball.
He did seem a bit stressed as well, though. Of course, I'd just sort of chalk that up to, pre-wedding stress of any father of the groom.
Yeah, I think there's that, and also on top of this. So I think he's even more stressed. All right. Well, I guess that's all the questions that we have, unless any of you two have any other questions for Passepartout?
No, I think as you're having this conversation, I'm kind of having a look around the shop and seeing the different things that he's got there. Is there anything interesting in the shop itself? Any documents?
Are you gonna steal cycles?
Oh, okay. Well, I'd
It's a
say
thing
that,
I
like,
do.
if you had a specific need, they would be interesting, but nothing seems particularly valuable. Like, if
Is there
you got
anything blue?
Oh. Yeah. I'd say you'd probably find a few like the booklets for passports of certain countries that are like a deep navy blue.
All right, I'm gonna try to swipe one of them.
Okay.
It's just a thing I do. And I mean,
Wow.
we can't lose track of the objective. We still need something borrowed, something blue also borrowed potentially. So yes, I assume you want me to roll a thing.
Yeah. I mean, I'd say bravado in this case.
Do it. One success.
Okay. Vinny, Passepartout does lean into you and says, "Your friend is taking my merchandise."
It's like, yeah, sorry, Logan does do that. Logan,
Yes, sir.
hands off the merchandise. If you want it, just ask.
My hands are empty, sir. Whatever you mean.
Well, Passepartout, we've dealt with this type of people before, right?
Yes, Logan, your name was.
Sir, yes, sir, Mr. 2.
I assure you that this is worth only 2 monies. So I trust that you will leave payment on the table before you go.
To try and.
Absolutely. Yes, sir. Absolutely, Mr. Two. Kind of looks over at Mungo. Mungo, dear friend, dear. 2 monies, I believe, for the gentleman.
Very well.
Yeah. No need, Mungo. This one's on me. I do owe him a favor beforehand.
All right. I mean, you've got a bit of information.
Mm-hmm.
Now you have a blue passport booklet. Where to next? What do you want to do? Vinny, you've been to Porto before. Is there anything in particular that y'all would be seeking out to fit these criteria?
Well, I do know that Porto, they're very, very well known for their ceramics, which are, in fact, azul, or blue in Portuguese. Possibly one of their cathedrals, like one of their old cathedrals with the ceramics, perhaps.
Oh, snap. Okay.
That seems like a good place to start. Of course, it is possible that if these are as famous as you say, that perhaps one of the other groups will have found something similar. But no, I think that's a good suggestion.
Yeah. Also try to find on the way exactly what happened to Thomas. I'm sure he might be still up and about.
Great. So, en route. Go ahead.
No, I think on the way out of the shop, Logan will kind of settle up next to Vinny and be like, very sorry about that, sir. It's sometimes the lack of money just brings one to certain habits that when you need something, you take the things. I know it's a bad habit. I'm working on it, sir. I do appreciate your help in there.
Oh, no, I don't trust your abilities, Logan. It's just the fact that you keep getting caught by doing it. So just keep working on it, and just be thankful that, you just basically try to steal it from friends rather than from potential bad people.
That is noted, sir.
Yeah, I don't take it to mind. Passport 2 is a good lad, although he might revoke your visa if you do cross him very, very bad.
Is this now a bad time to say that I snuck myself on the ship?
You haven't got caught yet.
Yes, sir.
And good lad. You're doing well.
Great. So, y'all head over to the Sé de Porto, the Porto Cathedral. And when you do, you arrive at this place. It's a fairly long structure. A portion of it is painted white with brown trim, while another section of it is stone. And it stands quite tall, quite massive. As y'all enter, it's fairly empty. It seems like, as far as the other clubs go, no one else has bothered to check here. But you do hear the sound of crying echoing from one of the pews in front of the altar.
Is it, does it sound like a female crying or male crying?
Sounds like a female crying.
Just get cautiously closer to the altar.
I think you're muted, Mungo.
Oh, I was just Mungo was just looking slightly panicked. Sort of, what do we do now?
Oh, I think Logan's gonna approach straight away. His nature is to help, so
Okay.
investigate straight away.
It sounds like Logan is like rushing forward, Vinny moving forward a little more cautiously, Mungo kind of being dragged along, being a little
Mungo
scared.
is sort of like just that sort of like, how do I help? Like, what should I? Just like feeling a little bit useless, and yeah, just sort of like walking sort of quickly behind them, but just sort of looking out of sorts.
Great. So, Logan, as you get closer, you do hear her, and it sounds like she's praying. She's praying in a very pleading voice, and she's saying, "Please, I don't want to do this. I'd rather die than marry that man." And that is where we'll take our 10-minute break.
Oh, Jesus.
So, with this crying woman praying in the cathedral, the Sé de Porto, we'll be back in about 10 minutes to see what our heroes will do. All right. Well, catch y'all in 10, everybody. 1. Hey y'all, welcome back to our game of Flabbergasted, where we are doing a little trek around the world. And well, at the moment, for anyone just tuning in, let's do a quick brush over, so y'all, well, get acquainted with our characters. Starting with Mungo. Kaylee, would you tell us a quick little bit about Mungo, please?
Sure, yes. So Mungo is a well-meaning but fairly awkward and bumbling aristocrat. He has joined the is it the Globe Trekkers? Globe Trekker Club in order to impress the girl that he is in love with, who does not know he exists.
Fantastic. How about Vinny? Henry, tell us a little bit about Vinny.
Hello, my name is Henry. I'm playing Vinny Vulpes, and Vinny is a well-to-do consultant, fixer. Depends on how you say it. Vinny's just part of the Gold Trucker Club, solving people's problems and also escaping from certain individuals who do not like their problems solved.
Dig it. And finally, Logan. Liam, why don't you tell us a little bit about Logan?
Hey all, I am Liam playing Logan Chesterton, a well-meaning helper who is way too opinionated about too many things, and also has sticky fingers.
Fantastic. Which potentially got him in trouble, if not for Vinny and Mungo stepping in. Well, so far, our group on this quest to accomplish the task at hand, on their journey around the world, they need to find something old, something new, something borrowed, something blue. And on this quest, of course, Logan was able to pickpocket a little note that said, "I can't find her." That was in the Duke's back pocket. They decided to go get this handwriting analyzed with Vinny's close contact, Passepartout. But en route, Mungo got a little fashion makeover with Logan. En route, they ran into a gentleman in a blue or a orange button-up shirt with a brown suit jacket on a bicycle, who was very angry about this. Now, they were able to get some information from Passepartout. Information that suggested that the handwriting was that of the Duke's son. And that the Duke's son seems to be a bit of a womanizer, a partier, someone who isn't the most faithful. And getting this information, they decide to embark to find something blue at the Porto Cathedral. And I mean, it is at that point, of course, Logan tried to lift a little passport book, which Passepartout notices, being familiar with these tactics. And Mungo stepped in to pay. But when they arrived at the Sé de Porto, they heard crying from one of the pews in front of the altar, and they overheard, dashing forward, a woman's voice say, I'd rather die than marry that man. And that is where we pick it up. And Logan is the first to see this, followed by Vinny, and then Mungo. But all of you see a woman with long black hair wearing a wedding dress.
What color is the wedding dress?
It is white.
Ah, damn it. All right. So close.
Mungo just sort of like tries to starts to fish through his pockets to find a handkerchief. Realizes he's not wearing the same thing that he was before. He doesn't have the same things in his pockets, so he goes to Logan, who is carrying his things, and then he starts taking his clothes off from where Logan is holding them.
Okay.
He's not taking his clothes off. I want to be clear. He's
Sir,
fully dressed.
my.
He's going through his pockets of the outfit he was wearing before, and finds his handkerchief monogrammed with his initials, and it's sort of still very flustered by being in the presence of a crying woman, just sort of holds it out to her, just there.
And she's a little taken aback that all of you are there. She thought she was alone, but she does take your handkerchief and dabs a bit. And she says, "What are you doing here?"
Well, we heard a young woman crying, and we thought it was probably the best thing to do to console a woman in need.
There's no consolation that will ease my heart.
Oh, dear. And I just sit right beside her. Just go ahead and just reach around her shoulder, just just to console her a little bit. There. Tell us all about it. We're here to listen.
I need you to roll a little persuasion.
Right? If only I could activate my sync queue, Devil Sea Charming, but I think that's a bad idea. But no, I actually don't have that sync queue, so it would be funny if I did. Okay, I got 4. Okay, I only got 1. Is it 4 to 6? 4 to 6 is success.
5, 6, I thought.
All right, yeah, so I got 5, so okay, I got 1 success.
Okay, great. So, she seems a bit hesitant, but she seems open to, at the very least, you trying to comfort her. And she says, "No, this is a burden I must bear alone."
Now, if a little, I would say, some birds in Porto have told me that you are apparently the bride-to-be to a son of a duke, perhaps, by the name of Thomas.
How did you know?
As I said, some birds in the Porto told me.
Please don't tell anyone where I am.
Oh no, we heard the stories about Thomas. He's a douchebag. We agree.
Yeah.
So don't worry, honey. The sentiments are all the same. Am I right, guys?
Absolutely,
yes,
sir.
I mean, would never call another man the D word, but yes, in this case, I think it is justified.
Yeah.
Sounds quite unpleasant.
Mm-hmm.
Ma'am, if I may, if you are not desiring to marry such a man, and you are desiring not to be found, may I suggest maybe not wearing the wedding dress? It does make you stand out. I do have these extra clothes that should be able to disguise you sufficiently.
Oh.
It's all working out.
Wow. And she kind of looks around and says, this probably isn't the best place for me to change.
What are you talking about? This is the most holiest of places to change.
Right, yes, we'll give you a moment. Actually, Logan, Vinny, may I talk to you privately for a moment, perhaps over there?
Yeah. Before I leave with Mungo, I'd be like, I am a consultant or fixer of some sorts. And I pull out my calling card. So it's like a picture of a fox. I think I could post it on Discord or something.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna flip it over because I
Thank you.
set it on my stream,
Mhm.
so all our viewers will be able to see the.
Oh,
Coming
very
from-
Get
nice.
it, Vulpes, yeah.
I get
Vinny?
it. Very
Yep.
nice. Vinny Vulpes.
Yeah. Vinny Vulpes, consulter, fixer. Any problems you have, I'll solve it. Along with my friends too.
Can,
Okay, so I
Okay.
leave with Mungo.
So, yeah, Mungo sort of like attempts a huddle and is like, so, well, first of all, I think, it is true that the Duke's son does sound abhorrent, and this poor woman who has to be married to him, of course, if we can find some way to help her and get out of the marriage, then we should do that. But also, this competition, as it were, I don't know that it would look very good for us in the competition to, sort of win the affections of the Duke if we help his son's bride-to-be get out of the wedding.
Can I
Maybe-
activate a sync queue?
No one has to know.
scene cue?
Yes. I would like to activate Fastidious. You and your friends have just concocted a cunning plan. Carefully study the plan and point out any obvious shortcomings. The director will advise you on any flaws in your plan. So,
What's our plan?
what I propose is that there is potentially a way where we could have this situation also help us to win the competition. We could sort of help out this poor woman in need, because we all agree that Thomas is a bit of a womanizer. And the whole point of this competition was just pretty much try to ease the worries of the Duke. Because, of course, the Duke just basically wants to, I don't know. I guess the reason why the Duke wants to have his son married was to stop him from spending money frivolously by hanging out with this many women. So, there is perhaps a way where we could persuade or maybe try to find another way for Thomas to stop being the womanizer that he is. But also incorporating that into the challenge that the Duke has presented.
Go on.
Okay.
Oh, is that the plan?
Yeah, that's the plan. So,
Okay.
director, if there's any
We just need to
shortcomings.
find a way to do that.
Shortcomings.
Yes, exactly.
Well,
Yes.
first off, Liam, would you mind thinking of what clothes you handed over to this?
Is it what I was wearing?
Yeah, I handed over whatever
Yeah,
Mungo
which
was
is
wearing before we
probably
changed.
a suit that was slightly too short on me, but probably too long on
Oh
her.
my gosh. Okay. Great.
It's still she's probably more likely to now look like a man who's wearing much too big of clothing. But I reckon that's still less obvious than a wedding dress. Hopefully.
Although we'll still stand out because we did determine that my suit was much less colorful than
True.
what the general people at Porto were wearing.
Great. So, okay. So with that, as you three are huddled up, this woman comes forward and she says, excuse me? I overheard what you were saying, and I appreciate that. As far as the Duke is concerned, he would be furious if the wedding were called off. My family is fairly well known as well, and so if the world knew that I left that man, if you can call him that, at the altar, then his reputation, it would be wounded. But Oof. I don't think you'd be able to persuade him to stop being a womanizer either. But if you can find out where you need to go, I might be able to get you there quickly.
You are Portuguese, right?
Yes.
Ah, obrigado. Well, we could pass her off as a local that's helping our club currently at the moment.
I'm thinking maybe an idea. If we find this son of a duke, and maybe convince him that married life isn't meant for him. It would be a lot easier if the son himself called off the wedding, then it's no implication to you or your family. The son will just be viewed as being who he is and how he's always behaved. And maybe that can just be a side project separate from the competition.
Yes, if you can.
Trust me, ma'am, we'll do whatever it takes to help a poor woman in need.
Thank you. And she'll just kind of gently brush Mungo's arm.
Sorry, Miss
Sophia.
Sophia. Lovely name. All right. Well, thank you much for your help, Sophia. We'll definitely need it from this point out onwards.
So, where are we going?
Well, I think the intention with coming here was to see if there were perhaps some blue ceramics that could be used as the something blue for our
Something old, maybe. I mean, how old are these? How old are these ceramics, Sophia? Do you think?
I'm not sure. I'm not really a pro at this sort of thing.
Fair.
But they are quite old.
Sophia.
And part of Porto's history as well, which I believe was part of the quest. Not the history, but things that sort of sum up Porto's cultural value.
Yes.
Well, Sophia, when you think about something old, something new, something borrowed, and something blue, as a local, what will probably be the first thing that you think of?
Well, I would think of books.
That's right. Books are the gateway to knowledge.
Yes. The Livraria Lelo isn't too far away.
All right. I guess let's head off there then.
So, are y'all leaving the Sei de Porto?
I guess so.
Do
I
we
assume we
want to
are.
look at the ceramics or go to?
Do you want to? I don't know.
You can.
I mean, I know coming from me it sounds, but are we talking about taking a ceramic that is not ours? Because I do pickpocketing well, but I don't think a ceramic can fit in my pocket.
It's like a small tile piece. It's like almost like this size.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Yeah, no, that we can do. Isn't it stuck on the wall though?
Yeah, are we taking?
Yeah. So yeah. Good luck.
Are we destroying this ancient?
Yes, we are.
Vandalizing.
Yes,
Great.
we are
And then
vandalizing.
we're outing ourselves again. It's like, so I stole this note from you.
Yeah.
We also stole this off of an
Also, we broke
Of
up
a
your
monument.
son's marriage.
Great.
So maybe the ceramic is
You got something blue already and something
yeah.
old, so it's fine.
something borrowed and something blue. We need something new. We need something
And something
old.
old.
Maybe we can spin something old by when we get there and the Duke asks us, what about something old? And we can say, well, we did bring you here, didn't we?
Oh, great. Insult
Sure.
him as well.
So
I
now
know
we
that'll go
insult
great.
him as well as stealing stuff from him.
Yep,
Perfect.
But it counts.
it does count. That's true.
So worst comes to worst, we got a backup line. So we need something new.
Okay.
Right to the books.
Yep, heading to the books.
Great. So, en route to Livrarialello, you do come across a familiar squad. A group that y'all aren't a big fan of. And I'm gonna switch us over on the stream, as well as send y'all a little picture, because you do see the heads of the social club.
But spirits.
Nothing to fear but sphere itself, which is the Flat Earth Society of Peccadillo. And
Great.
you do see Mr. Harry Z. Ontel as he is walking towards y'all. And he says, "Is that Sophia?"
No, this is clearly a gentleman in a
Oversized
very
suit.
fine, by the way, suit.
Sounds like a persuasion, Mungo.
Sounds like it. All right. Let's see. What do I got?
Z Ontel. So what? There's a Y and a Z.
Horizontal.
Oh, sorry. That A No Club came very slow to me because a No Club, no, like what? Where's the pun?
All right,
oh,
that-
aim.
That was a failure, but I'm going to use a
Okay.
scene cue, which is luck on your side. For whatever reason, life just has a way of working out for you. You automatically succeed on a failed roll of your choice.
Nice.
In the
Ooh.
There you go.
scenario, describe how, despite your failure, you still manage to come out on top. I'm
Great.
trying to think of how this works. I think I think a lot of the luck of this this move specifically, as it's applied to aristocrats, like I think it is very much just privilege. It is, sort of a at this point, well dressed, polite man telling you something, and despite whatever awkwardness that Mungo has, I think he does have these sort of the confident. Well, I don't know if confidence is the right word, but he has this sort of way about him that means that he believes what he's saying is true, and people are inclined to take what he says as truth. So I think he says this very earnestly
Fantastic.
and with sort of an air of like, look, I'm a nicely dressed, well-mannered young man.
Nice. Well, he assesses what you've said. And Harry and his companion look at each other. And his companion says, "Well, I've never seen Sophia, so..." And both of them walk away down the street.
Don't fall off the edge.
You too.
I'm very surprised that worked.
Man, this guy, such a one-dimensional person type of character. It's just he questions things and then moves on. Doesn't dig any deeper. Doesn't try to actually follow the clues of the science. He just has an idea, latches onto it, and then drops it off the edge.
Very flat effect as well.
Yes, indeed. But thanks to Mungo's quick thinking, y'all are able to get past your rival social club to Livraria Lelo. And, well, I'm going to post some pictures real quick in our Discord, and I've put a little
Ooh, wow.
slideshow. Please pay attention to my PowerPoint presentation.
I want to go to here.
I want to visit that place. That looks amazing.
So,
Yeah, unfortunately, can't parkour in there, so we didn't have the chance to go in there, but would love to.
I mean, you can't, but the potential is there.
Anyway, yeah.
So, you arrive. And here, well, this is a 2-story structure, tiled roof oriented towards the south. As you enter, you see beautiful wooden shelves, books stacked and arranged neatly. There are a few people milling about here. There's a forked staircase, a deep brown, almost red, running up, and detailed wood balusters. Over the staircase is a brilliant stained glass window with the phrase Decus in labore, dignity in work. And here, when you arrive, you notice that Sophia, though maybe pants a little bit too long, though probably trailing in much the same way as a wedding dress would, she runs up the steps and is like looking around as though she's looking for something.
I follow suit.
Okay. Well, she
Literally following suit.
Yeah. Hey.
She looks on the main floor, looks disappointed before running up the staircase. And then you see a gentleman on one of those ladders that wheels about, and he's organizing some books. And she calls out to him, "Lucas!" And then he immediately slides down the ladder to hug her in his arms.
Oh.
So, what do y'all want to do?
Well, we know who she doesn't want to be with, and we know who she does want to be with.
Mm-hmm.
Mungo just clears his throat.
Oh, come on. It was a touching moment.
And she'll say, "Oh, I'm sorry. This is Lucas." And Lucas will come forward. He's got a smile on his face. He's got gold, slightly foggy spectacles. And he comes forward to shake your hand, Mungo, and Logan's and Vinny's as well.
Take that hand back.
So, you're the lucky guy, huh?
And you can kind of see like pain in his face as he says, You call this lucky?
Oh, sorry. Matter of expressions. Sorry, that was yeah, sorry about that. But no, we're actually here to help Sophia at the moment to try to get her out of her situation.
Oh. That's great. What can I do for you? Anything, please.
What exactly do you work here, Lucas?
I help organize the books, the system. I know everything here.
What would you say is the oldest book or the newest book you have on the shelf?
The most borrowed book and also the most blue book.
Yes, perhaps if all of these are one book, that would be wonderful. Or if there are a few books, you can do that as well.
Can I think about it? I
Yes,
like
need-
puzzles, but it might take me a little bit.
If I may suggest, we need the newest edition of the oldest book, and it needs to have a blue cover. And we'd like you not pay for it, please.
Newest edition, oldest book, blue cover, not pay for it.
We just want to borrow it. That's what he means.
Yes, sorry.
Yeah, if you can help her, I
Sure.
guarantee that I'll find something.
Okay. Oh, quick question, by the way. This Thomas dude is the son of the Duke. What does he exactly look like? We just know the name, but we don't really have this physical description of him.
Well, he walks around in pretty gaudy clothes to stand out. Colors that belong more on a building than on a person, I'd say.
Would you say orange would be probably one of those colors?
That sounds up his alley.
Does he perhaps, for his choice of recreation, does he perhaps enjoy a bicycle?
Yeah.
I look at the others and I say, are you perhaps thinking what I am thinking?
Yes, indeed, sir. Yes, indeed.
Yep.
We believe we may have had some dealings earlier with this gentleman.
And you can kind of see, like, just this mixture of anger and sadness on his face. But he holds it back and he says, anything you can do. I love this woman. And I can't stand to see her, even if I can't be with her. I just don't want her to be sad.
Of course, I mean, who are we to stand in the way of true love?
I think Logan kind of cheekily will just be like, although if we did bring her back, she would be quite blue.
Or green. Or red.
It's just like,
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. So, regarding this wedding, was it the Duke who made it, or was it the son who made it? Like, who exactly is hosting it? And who do you think will get... I mean, Sophia has told us that, social standings might not be best either-wise, but who will get the most blowback?
Well, from my understanding, the Duke was the one who had arranged this. I heard that it was at a party where Tomas saw my love, and he was smitten with her. But when it comes to Tomas, it's whatever he sees next, and next, and next. And oftentimes, this is at a club, at a party, where his father isn't present. But when his father did see that Tomas had his eyes on someone, he took action, and he arranged the whole thing. And for Sophia, her family wanting the bump in status as well, eagerly agreed. And so she, unfortunately, had no say in the matter.
It sounds that maybe we just need to put the next thing that Thomas may want to look at in front of him.
Yeah, the next best thing.
Make him change his mind before.
Also put the Duke in that situation too, so he could change his mind regarding the wedding. Because it seems like the Duke just saw the thing and was just like, okay, cool, this will make my son more, stable. But didn't really consult either both of them.
Indeed.
So, perhaps we just need to create another situation where Tomas is socializing with another poor young woman and with the Duke as a witness.
So we find a young woman and bring her to Tomas and the Duke?
Well, you know who will be near Thomas and the Duke.
You're not thinking Rosalind Wells. You know what? I think she is the perfect match. Who can't resist those bug eyes? And then she is part of the anal. I was gonna say anal club, but anal globe. Hey, I'm not kink shaming, but let's just say
that's one way to take her out of the competition if she just stays here.
I suppose if she is, after this competition for the monies or the acclaim, then, well, marrying the son of a duke is certainly one way to achieve that. Not sure if that's her goal or not.
Well, it seems, very sadly, that in this case, it's more about convincing the Duke and the son more than convincing her. This is more of a trap for her.
Well,
she can find her way out.
I am a romantic at heart, and I think that... But yes, I suppose she is, intelligent and qualified enough to get out of this situation if it does not serve her.
Yeah, she is very analytical, and you can't spell analytical without anal. I think she's a perfect candidate.
Right, well, there's that part solved, but then there's the other matter of still needing to find those items.
Well, Lucas, how's this plan sounding? Do you think you could help us on this matter?
Yes, I'll do my best.
Right. So, we need 3 components. So we need to get all 3 individuals at the same place at the same time. So we just need to create a situation with that.
Well, I think that we're supposed to hand over something blue, borrowed, new, and old tonight before the wedding. Maybe if we just let it know that we've found all of the items.
Yeah, and meet somewhere where...
just say, we are now ready to hand over the items. We will meet you back maybe at the port where we were to begin with. and surely everybody will be there.
Perhaps Thomas and Rosalind.
And I gotta turn around to the two young lovers here. Everyone but you two, obviously.
Great.
Yes, at that time, you should be finding a way to get out of the city if you can.
I think we know someone who might be able to help them get out of the city. Do we not, Vinny?
Of course I do. Just go over to the ledger place. You'll find a person by the name of Passport 2. He'll arrange some passports for you too. Some new identities as well. They too will, eventually start a new life, a new slate.
Great. Thank you.
Don't worry about it. That's all I do. Consultant fixer. And pass along my calling card again.
Great.
You give
Shall
her
I pull
another
up
one.
again?
Yeah.
No, it's like each one just give a separate. I just have them.
Each
like a
has a
deck.
different name for some reason.
Yeah,
Like a different alias.
yeah.
Excellent.
Vinny, Vanessa, Francesca. Yeah.
So, where to? Where are you beginning this?
Let me think.
Have we got the book? Have we got the book that Lucas?
Yeah, did he
yeah.
recommend something, or did he just get so swept up in the plan that I forgot that we asked him for?
Asked him for a book, the newest edition of the oldest story that he can find with a blue cover. I may have posted a suggestion on the Discord.
I dig that. Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna hurry as fast as I can to put this up on the stream, but while I'm doing that, where are y'all going? You do get the book.
Think.
Well,
I
So
don't really
this is-
have any scene cues for this.
So this is blue, definitely. Is it old? It's old, I would say. Is it
pretty old.
is it new also?
Newest
What do
edition.
we still need?
It's a new edition, and we are borrowing it from this library to return it at a later stage.
Yeah, it fits exactly this.
Is this a bookstore or a library?
This is a bookstore.
Okay.
So we're borrowing it.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
bringing it back
Yeah.
afterwards.
Oh, we could rent it.
For anyone
Well,
watching on the stream,
I'll ask
it.
Lucas if he, because we got Sophia's guidance, which is how we ended up here. So I'll ask Lucas if he was trying to find something that fit under these categories, any of these, where he would go.
Well, I'm not sure. I mean,
Very well. Have you any travel books perhaps that we could look at for suggestions?
Yes, of course. And he'll present you with, go over to the section with various travel guides, maps, and the like, and present you with a stack, which he'll say, I don't think you can borrow all of these, though.
Quite, yes. Well, we'll just look through them very quickly.
Okay. So, as far as the information you're able to gather from this, could I have you do a little? This feels like a creativity moment.
Sure, yeah. Let's see. I do also, I actually do have the move well read, which is that you know a little something about everything. You may impress those around you with your superior knowledge or recall an important piece of information to aid you in a predicament. So I can roll, or I can just happen to recall maybe something I've read about Porto.
Wow. Do it.
I just you know, maybe I'm like, oh yes, I know how to read. Like maybe I'm just very good at like finding the right information from a book because I am well read.
Great. Okay. In this case, something I'd say that stands out to you is, for some reason, food.
That
Cuisine.
is true. That was mentioned as something that the Duke's son enjoyed. Yes.
Like different dishes that might be found here. Things like the all right, time for you ready for some butchering and not just of meat. Bacalhau agons de sa. A casserole of codfish, potatoes, eggs, olives, olive oil, and onion. Henry, do you know how I'm supposed to say it?
Let's see. I know the dish what you're talking about. Hold
I'll
on.
put it in the Discord.
Sounds delicious.
I had it before. It's actually really good.
Ooh, okay.
Bacá Gomez de Sal.
Oh, dang. You should be running this. Goodness.
I did a bit of Spanish, but I mean it's not similar, but it's still the same.
It's similar. It's not quite the same as.
Yeah, Bacá Gomez de Sal. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, but no, I know what you're talking about. It's very delicious. Anyway.
So yes, Mungo, whose stomach is probably rumbling at this point, also sees this and is like, "Yes, perhaps, you know, they. We did hear before that the Duke's son enjoys a good dish, so perhaps, you know, add a sort of a fine dish to this list of items."
Fantastic.
All right.
Okay, so you've got a book, you've got that passport booklet, dish on the mind, and your plan. How would you like to execute the plan? Where are you going?
I like to activate my scene queue.
Oh snap!
VIP. You're well known around town. You tend to get recognized or run into old friends often. Whenever you are, you can usually find a familiar face or someone eager to schmooze with you. Exclusive places will also extend invitations to you.
Okay.
I'm sure there's a fancy restaurant around who doesn't mind Vinny crashing in every now and then. You might help him out.
Fantastic. So, in this case, I'd say that you would recognize heading into the Ribera. There are quite a few like hole in the wall places, and typically tourists are not privy to this, but you would recognize that there are certain places that are there. It's the mixture of hole in the wall and super exclusive to the point of you have to be in the know to know where to find it. Now, there's one place in particular that is that is simply known as Porto. And this place, Vinny, you would know someone there who, well, they ran in the same circles that you had. Her name is Carolina Cordero. And she got out. She got out of the more illicit activities so that she could start this restaurant with the money she had made. And she has been causing quite a stir with what she's been cooking up. And you know that if you needed to, you could get in, though most people couldn't. And it's not a matter of money. It's a matter of if she and her crew sense you're cool or not.
All right. I know just a place. Cordera. I think I know an old acquaintance there.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Great. So, in search of Carolina Cordera at Porto, you head there. And you do note that there, as far as the facades on the outside, as you go deeper and deeper into the Ribera, you smell various pastries and meats, sausage and fries. You see the golden look of a runny egg here and there, but you finally reach Prato, and it's the lettering is fairly mundane over the door. There's a gentleman standing outside with a with a tweed suit on, and he sees you, Vinny, and he says, "Hey, it's good to see you."
Hey, it's good to see you. I assume this is Carolina.
No, but this is her husband.
Oh, Francesco. Oh, lovely to see you. Sorry, is Carolina anywhere around here, or is she back at the kitchen cooking?
Yeah, she's cooking right now. But I mean, I wish she were front of house, because there was a blowhard that came by, just throwing money around, and he had enough people that I didn't want to cause a ruckus, so I just let them in. But man,
Let me
she would have
guess.
given him a piece of her mind.
Let me guess. Orange suit.
Yeah.
Actually, that's the same guy that actually we're looking for.
Oh. Well, I mean, I hope he's not a friend of yours.
Oh, he's not. We're just looking for him. That's all we're doing.
Is he still here?
Yeah. It sounded like he was gonna be here a while.
You said he's here with a bunch of people. Like how many exactly?
Like 6 guys.
All guys? No girls?
Well, he did. I do remember one of them leaving. I think I heard something about him having to go get some girls. So 5 guys in there with him right now.
Okay. Well, thanks for a heads up. Can we just like walk in, or do we need Carolina's permission?
Yeah, for you, absolutely anything.
All right. And these are my friends as well, so they're along with me. So just
It's nice to meet
plus
you.
2.
All right, go on ahead, and he'll open the door for you.
All right. Thanks, Francesco. Nice to see you again.
Nice to see you too.
Yeah. Say hi to the kids.
Yeah, of course. And as
Very
you
cool.
step in, stairs downward, it's a little bit smoky. You see blue and orange lights. You notice that it's fairly busy, but not too busy. The tables are mostly occupied. It's popular, but because of the exclusivity, it's not overcrowded by any means. And you see in the back corner, there are 6 men in a corner booth. And at the center of this is the man that had run into Mungo earlier with the orange button-up shirt and suit. And he rifles off a joke in the distance, and you can see that his friends are laughing along, maybe more so out of a desire to please than genuine humor. What do you do?
Mongo, you did say you're hungry, so maybe find us a seat for 3?
Yes, quite. Mungo is slightly flustered by seeing the Duke's son again, but I think he looks for a place to sit that's somewhat nearby enough, like close enough to sort of overhear their conversation.
Great. In this case, I'd say maybe 4 tables away, there is a booth along the wall where, you can see that the upholstery of the booth is very smooth, very clean. It's this deep teal. And as y'all sit, a server immediately comes by and says, welcome to Porto. How can I be of service? Something to drink?
Yeah, we could start up bits of drinks. Can we have a, let's say, 3 cafe con leche? Also, one of your very, very famous Bacal Algomas de Sal. 3 of them,
Oh
please.
no, did we lose Kaylee?
Oh no.
Oh
It
no.
looks like we lost Kaylee.
Okay. So.
No doubt she'll jump back in a second.
Yeah, she'll jump back
Yes,
in.
absolutely. To anyone viewing, sorry. We have some technical difficulties at the moment. Let me see if
and that screwed up the...
Yes.
To see if I get internet back on my computer, but from the get on my phone. Sorry about that.
No worries. It started off a little staggered, but I think we're good.
Okay. Doing my best.
I
was just going to try and
appreciate
grab some headphones, but yeah, continue.
So while you were gone, they were discussing the plan of, where Tomas is, and looks like girls are on their way, and you just need to get the Duke here, and the idea of potentially sending a staff member to go get the Duke.
Well, Francesco doesn't seem to have much on his plate.
I mean, I could go if I went myself. This might even be brownie points for our club to be like, maybe I can go, and I'm like, I'm terribly sorry, but in trying to impress you by getting something borrowed, and then I kind of show him the note. I'm like, we realize we put 2 and 2 together that the bride to be is missing, but we have good news. We've actually found your son, and let's be honest, you might not need this bride because he seems to have found someone that he's genuinely in love with. That might get us points. So maybe we can draft a little something, and maybe I can split the party and go talk to the Duke myself.
That's actually way better.
Okay. Great. So, we've got Logan heading to talk to the Duke himself, while Vinny and Mungo sitting at the booth at the ready. Wow. While we're dealing with a little bit of connection, because I do need Mungo for what's going to happen next. Logan, let's resolve.
Yeah, it looks like actually my internet just came back on, but I'll be right back. I'm gonna connect to my computer again.
I'm gonna switch back over to our temporary. Oh, here we go. Logan, how would you like to approach the Duke?
So I think I'm going to just approach as we all do, and I'm going to put the items we have on the table one at a time.
Yes.
So I kind of put down first the the passport looking thing, and I'm like, something blue.
All right.
Then I put the book down and I said, actually, something also blue. An old story, but in a new edition that we borrowed from.
The bookstore.
Let's act like Logan remembers the name of that bookstore.
Oh, I see.
So technically, this one does it all, but let's be honest. We started our quest with something borrowed to begin with. And I kind of grabbed the note and I kind of put it down on the table gently. And I don't show it off. I just kind of slowly slide it towards him. And I kind of make eye contact. And I'm like, it seems you are in a bit of a pickle.
Oh.
And I show him the note that I lifted from his pocket that said, I can't find her.
Yes.
And I say,
when did you?
Oh, I couldn't find your card, unfortunately. But this happened to make its way into my deck.
That's very impressive.
Now, we wanted to help. It is what I do. It is in my nature. I love to help. And it seems that we may have found a solution for this little problem of yours. Maybe instead of finding her specifically, maybe you just need a bride. Just any bride would do, surely. And I have seen Thomas not 10 minutes ago with a lady that he seems genuinely fond of.
Really?
Yes, the address is, and I kind of write down the address of the restaurant, and I kind of push it over to him, and I'm like, should you make your way there at your earliest convenience, you might be able to see the true chemistry that is taking place.
Very well. Thank you. Sorry, I don't remember your name.
Oh, I'm Logan Chesterton.
Thank you, Logan. I'll take a look.
Of course. The items.
Yes. Screw the clue. The next place is Seville. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll see you at the restaurant.
Yes. Thank you for going above and beyond.
I could drive you there if you'd like. I'm an excellent driver.
Wonderful. Where's your car?
Just for fun, I'm going to trigger another sync.
Great.
Just because I feel like I need to squeeze at least one more in. I have a specialty. My specialty, you have a working knowledge of a lot of useful skills, but there's one in particular that you are known for. Now, something that not a lot of people know about Logan is that he's really good friend with a certain Mr. Collins, famous race driver. He's taken some lessons from him.
Great.
And yes, he knows how to handle a car. So my specialty is driving. And so I will be able to get him from point A to point B so fast and so quick and so beautifully well timed.
Great. Excellent. So, while that's going on, I'm going to go back to Vinny and Mungo as y'all are sitting, waiting patiently. The door to Porto opens, but it's not Logan. It's not the Duke. It's another man who's dressed very gaudily, much like Tomas is and his friends. and he is bringing with him 3 women. And these women, they're dressed in the sorts of sundresses, much like the woman who smiled at Mungo earlier. And maybe remembering that fond memory, Mungo, I mean, there might be a little smile on your face, but it drops when you realize the third woman is someone that you are very familiar with. It's Bunny.
I think I'm like probably I'm drinking water at the moment. I just sort of like my mouth opens and just water just dribbles. It's not even a spit take. It's just like my jaw.
Oh Jesus! Oh Jesus, Mungo.
Sorry. I didn't mean to.
Oh, you look like you see a ghost.
Well, not a ghost exactly. Just someone I'm acquainted with.
Like look behind, just like the girls that just came in.
No, don't. I don't want her to notice I'm looking.
One of them? You know one of them?
Yes, that is Lady Beatrice Fairbanks, aka Bunny, aka a woman that I have a romantic interest in. Somewhat, I'm sort of in love with her.
All right.
It's true we've never exchanged actual words, but I have seen the way that the gaze that she spares in my direction. We've exchanged very meaningful glances. What is she doing here?
Why don't you just ask her herself?
No, I don't think that's a good idea. I don't think that's I don't think that's wise.
Well, I think like that. I think that's a great icebreaker between you two. Just ask her why she's here in the first place.
Well, I'm sure perhaps she has business here. That's all sorts of reasons why a woman of her stature might be here.
Well, it would be a bad idea if the dude came in and saw Thomas with Bunny, huh?
Well, I mean, of course, she's an independent woman of her own, quite
pull out my
calling
card.
Quite beautiful, yes. I mean, of course, I don't think she would be interested in a man like.
Shove the card in front of Tom Mungo's face.
What do you do?
Pull out my calling card.
Oh,
put it, slide in the front of you.
Well, I mean, this isn't a matter for your services. Thank you, though. I don't think they'll be required.
While that's going on,
Yeah.
the gentlemen in that corner booth do stand up, and you hear Tomas say, "Great!" And you see them step forward onto like this center elevated like stage area where people would dance, and you see that he has his eyes set on Bunny, and he's moving towards her, and he begins to dance, and you can see a little bit of discomfort in her face, Mungo. It seems like she's trying to be polite, but maybe not interested in such a forward advance in this moment.
At that point, I can't help it any longer. I stand up very suddenly, knocking the tablecloth to the floor, and just anything on the tablecloth, any plates or glasses or anything, just goes like to the ground, which just creates a huge noise. I think probably everyone turns to look. It's not what I intended when I stood up.
When that happens, the band playing music stops, and everyone turns to Mungo.
Hello, Lady Bunny.
And Tomas jumps in. You see her about to say something when he says, Hey, what's the big idea?
Well, the idea that is the large idea that is here is, well, myself and my companions we are a member of the Globe Trekker Club, as a club of some repute, and we are here on a mission, and we have come here to succeed in the mission.
A mission, huh?
Yes.
What kind of mission could a lowly man like you be on?
Well, as it happens, your father has issued a sort of competition to find something borrowed, something blue, something old, something new, but in the reverse order of what I just said. And but we've done it, and yeah, so that's why we're here.
Is that all?
Well, we've also heard some things about, perhaps how you're not a very nice man.
What?
And, sort of... I mean, is this the way one should behave? The way before one's wedding day? Carousing and, sharing intimate moments with other women?
It's a bachelor party.
Well, that's great, because that's what you are, a bachelor, and you'll stay one if you continue in such a manner. I'm just looking at Logan and Vinny, just please help. It's what am I saying? What's happening?
No, Mungo, this is great. You're standing up for yourself for once.
Logan's not even
I
there.
am. Also, that woman that you're cavorting with currently is just very fine woman, and if that is her choice to dance with you, then that's fine. I think she should definitely do whatever she so desires, but I just think maybe she's maybe she would be better off with not dancing with you, if that's what she wants, obviously.
Would you roll a little bravado and persuasion for me?
Okay, all right. Let's see if this works. We only have
I love
2 dice
Mungo.
in this, but let's see.
Yeah.
Okay, that's is it it's what's
5
the
or 6.
success? Is it 5 or 6? Okay, so I got 1 success there. Surprisingly enough.
Okay.
Whew.
So, in this case, Tomas, I was about to call him a gentleman, but that's not quite right. But he does step away from her and towards you. And you see the anger in his eyes moving towards you. And Vinny, you see him, maybe because you've dealt with more insidious, maybe not the right word, shady people who solve their problems in different ways. But you would note that he's balling up his fist as he's moving towards Mungo. Do you want to do or say anything?
Oh, I'm sitting cross-legged and just slouched back on my seat because I was about to intervene, but Mungo decided to take the initiative, and I'm just okay, yeah, I like it. But then now seeing the fact that it's just this thing is gonna come out, I just immediately reach out to his clenched fist and just caress it just a little bit.
Okay. Great.
Yeah. Just get his attention on me for a sec.
This feels like a little persuasion.
Okay. All right. Haha, 2 successes, a 5 and a 6.
Okay. Well, when you do that caress to get his attention, you do get his attention. And he looks over at you and he smiles and he says, "Oh, you want in on some of this action?"
Listen, we're here to have a good time, aren't we? And besides, my friend has his things to say, but, let's not get ahead of ourselves and just cause a scene around here. This is a very respectful restaurant. And, the band's paid to be here to do their thing. Your friends are here to do their thing. Let's just do our thing. I'll dance with you if you want. I don't know how you're sure about my getup, but,
And he will, like the hand that you had grabbed onto his bald fist with, he will turn it to try to pull you up onto the dance floor.
Yeah, I will allow him to with like a smile on my face.
Great.
And I turn around and I wink to Mungo.
And Mungo, Bunny, walks over.
I don't even like look her directly now. I just blushing furiously. Just like, I'm sorry if I was a bit forward.
Thank you.
I mean, obviously, you could have dealt with it yourself, but he is... Well, as someone said earlier about this man, he is a bit of a douchebag.
Ooh, use the D word.
I agree. Would you like to dance?
Well, I'm afraid I have two left feet, as it were.
And you see like a disappointed look in her eyes, and she turns around to go up.
Can I just before I leave, as Bunny does that, I just oh whoops, just bump into Bunny, just make sure that she lands on Mungo.
Great. In which case, yeah, she just stumble, and Mungo, you're able to catch her.
And I do it so in a very elegant fashion. I'm just like, oh, hi.
Yeah.
You all right?
She says, "Wonderful," as she's looking up into Mungo's eyes. And it is at this point that the door opens. Logan and the Duke walk through the door. And we have Bunny in Mungo's arms, and we have Vinny dancing with Tomas.
Oopsies. Looks like you're getting married to Thomas, Vinny.
All part of the plan.
Okay.
So you're the one that he loves.
Yes, I am. I've fallen head over heels to this wonderful, lovely gentleman. Just do the Barbie doll leg up motion.
Great. And I mean, Logan, you do see Mungo with this delightful young woman.
Not in smile.
At this point, I have helped her up, and I have sort of extended my arm to sort of to dance. A little
Great.
bit, abashedly.
Yeah, and she will follow your lead, whatever kind of dance Mungo initiates. Now, Vinny, Henry, it sounds like Vinny's got a plan. So, is the plan happening here, or should I do a little fast forward?
Probably a fast forward.
Okay,
this point.
Logan, is there anything you would want to do here, or?
I think Logan is walks into this place and he's like, okay, I did my part. We know where we're going next. This is all good. And I get to see Mungo with a beautiful young lady. And I'm like, that's awesome. And then I look over at Vinny with Thomas. And I'm like, and then I think it's just gonna go sit back down. Imagine some foods arrived, some breadsticks or something. And it's just gonna be like,
absolutely.
And just I guess he's just gonna wait and see and eat delicious food.
Great. So we'll fast forward a little bit. And Henry, you want to tell us what Vinny's got in store for Tomas?
So
yes, please, Vinny. Tell us.
the thing is, Thomas doesn't know who Vinny Vulpes is. So, once he asked my name, I'm like, oh, it's Megan Fox. So, just go ahead. Soon as the wedding, as the wedding is about to approach, just go up to his friend's passport make some forgery documents of this certain Megan Fox person. Arrive at the wedding, with the whole deal and all that, with the Duke, just to get the procedure going on. And then at the day of the wedding, leaves Thomas at the altar.
Oh boy.
Great.
We're
And
already,
no one will
we're already
know.
on the way to Seville at that point.
And no one will know who this Megan Fox person is.
Fantastic. And I will say, in the course of being involved in said wedding, you did hear, Vinny, about the honeymoon immediately after the ceremony. And you know that, the ceremony being held in that grand room in the palace, just outside. The plan was for a hot balloon ride. Now, you are a little bit behind if you were to take the regular routes to get to Seville. But
I immediately just immediately take off the wedding dress into my own uniform. As soon as no one's watching, just unhook the thing. Off in the balloon I go.
Great. I imagine with Mungo and Logan as well.
Absolutely.
All right. And from there, that is the end of our session, y'all.
Woo!
As y'all were able to solve the conundrum of this Duke's son's wedding. Now, at this point, I typically do the little aftermath thing, and I'll say you can throw in a little bit, but nothing too crazy because, of course, we may be returning to these characters on their journey in Seville. So, I'd say maybe tell me a little bit about what might have happened in the night after the Duke discovered Vinny and Tomas. I'm specifically nudging to find out what Mungo did. So in this case, let's start with Liam. Liam, what would Logan have done in the chaos of finding out that Vinny is getting married to Tomas and everything leading up to the wedding? And then I'll go to Vinny and we'll finish with the love story.
I think Logan is just, he sat there, he's just very confused, and he's probably going to say very perplexed. And he's probably going to try a few times to reach out to Vinny and be like, what is going on? But I think there's just Thomas is probably too overwhelmingly there all of the time. So
Right.
I think Logan just is just confused up until morning comes around. And he's like, okay, I guess it's time for the next leg of our journey. And I'm just by the balloon, kind of looking out to the city, kind of wondering, what was Vinny doing? Like, what? And then sees Vinny showing up, just dropping the dress, and it's like, what happened? I think it's all confusion for him. From that moment to the balloon is just like, I imagine the last scene in the balloon is just him looking at Vinny going, what the? And then credits roll.
Great. And Vinny, I mean, I've already had you do a ton of legwork with that plan, but if there's anything in the between time leading up to said wedding that you would like to mention, please do.
I don't think there's anything more, I guess. It's just like, it's like, oh, because he's having his bachelor party. It's like, oh, I got to prepare for the wedding. So I'm just going to hang out with my gals around here and, just, have a good time. You have your thing, I do my thing. And during that time, I'm like just basically preparing, going to Passport 2, making sure all the documents are like at the ready to present myself as Megan Fox.
Fantastic. Fantastic. I love it. And I'm gonna remove this picture just so we can see said Fox in action again. But Kaylee, what happens with Mungo?
Well, first of all, I don't think Mungo was being overly humble. He really is very bad at dancing and probably does step on her toes once or twice, but very apologetic. Mm-hmm. And, after that, this sort of proverbial ice has been broken. So they spend some time in conversation. Maybe, as it happens, he scores a +1 to the wedding tomorrow, the wedding that will not be. And of course, Mungo is a gentleman, so would never kiss and tell. But I think, certain plans are discussed. Perhaps a trip to Seville is mentioned that, if she so happens to find herself there next, she should look him up. And as he, the next day, as he departs for the also rapidly departing hot air balloon, there is a little bit of lipstick just smudged on his cheek.
Oh. Awesome. Mungo the little rascal. Awesome. And from there, we zoom away from Porto en route to Seville with this globe trekking group on their way to their next adventure. And that concludes this session. Thank y'all so much for watching. Y'all are incredible. Big thanks to my players for being phenomenal. It's such a blast playing with y'all. Thank you so much for taking the time. I really appreciate it. And big thanks to Wanderer's Tome, to Fleur and Chelsea for being so amazing, creating such a wonderful game and being so supportive along the way. So, well, before we completely sign off, last words from our wonderful cast. Who you are, who you've been, and where people can find you if you want them to. Starting with Kaylee.
Yes, hello. I am Kaylee. I was Mungo Fitzgibbons, and hopefully will be again at some future date. We'll have to talk about that. You can find me at mastermindadventures.com, where I can help advise you on finding a great game with one of our pro GMs. That's it. This is very fun. Thank you so much, Matt. I really enjoyed this.
Awesome. I'm so glad. Thank you. Henry.
Hi, I've been Henry. No, I am still Henry. I'm Henry. I am Henry, but I have been Vinny Vulpes, aka Megan Fox. And no, got nothing to promote. Again, just very, very happy to be here. Just play this wonderful game of Flabbergasted with friends.
Wonderful. Wonderful. And Liam.
Hey all, Liam still. And today I played Logan Chesterton, a help with sticky fingers. You can find me on my own channel, which is a geek of one's own, where I play indie role-playing games and solo RPGs at the moment.
Fantastic. Fantastic. I've tuned in a few times and it is always a blast.
Thank you.
All right. Well, until next time, everybody. Take care.
Bye-bye. Obrigado.